Previously on Talk SA, we looked at the success of the Nollywood industry.
Mostly Nigerians, they took the privilege to showcase Africa, what they have.
Yeah, I think anyone who's been to Nigeria, been to Lagos, you'll see that it really functions, but it's functioning chaos.
Many thanks to Fikile and David Tota for your post on our Facebook page. Remember, Mzansi, your comments help to keep South Africa talking. Today on Talk SA, we take a look at the Human Rights Day celebrations. We are deep in Jozi city and taking the streets back.
Come to Johannesburg. So it's nice to see a big young crowd come here, and actually you'll probably find a lot of people are coming to Johannesburg city centre for the very first time.
In 1960, in the small town of Vereeniging, a group of people from the Sharpeville location decided to march in defiance against the Dom Pass. Now, the Dom Pass was something that was used way back in the day in order to oppress people and in order to restrict the movements of blacks and non-whites. It will forever be remembered as a form of oppression by those who lived during the time and are part of our generation today. And then a year before 1960, the ANC decided to adopt the Defiance campaign. A year after that, the PAC, who are a breakaway group of the ANC, decided they were going to speed up the process and they were going to gather people and march to the Sharpeville police station. Unfortunately, violence broke out and the police declared martial law. 69 people died, including a 13-year-old child, and 180 people were injured. Country, we've got 9 different public holidays that remind us of the turning points in our history. Now, a lot of people argue that we need to move on and stop harping in the past, but the question is, how do we move on? So today we are echoing the thoughts of those who died for what they believed in. We are taking back the streets of Joburg. Did you run, Jozi?
Obviously, days like this remind us of Sharpeville and the other times when our fellow citizens fought for the country, and it's also a reminder that of the values that have been enshrined in the Constitution, and how proud we can be as South African citizens that we come together for events like this.
For community. Today ke tlo shebella batho ba mathang mona, then ke first time ya ka ke tlo ba sheba mona gore ba tlo matha, then I think gore ba tlo matha hantle.
Look, we cannot obviously forget where we come from, but that doesn't mean that we need to dwell on the past. We obviously need to sort of use it as a reference going forward, so that we obviously never forget in terms of where we come from, and always look forward and make sure that our future can always be a good one, so that we don't repeat the mistakes of the past.
Ons moet vergeet van die verlede en ons moet vorentoe gaan. Dit is 'n ding wat ons almal bymekaar moet bring.
Human Rights Day ka bonna ke hore re kopane ska batho as we come from the cultures tsa rona tse hluaneng. Motho mongwe o tswa ko culture ya hae engwe le o mongwe o tswa ko culture ya hae engwe.
Ek dink dis die belangrike ding wat ons vandag moet besef, is dat deel van ons regte tot vryheid is ook ons verantwoordelikheid om die gemeenskap gesond en gelukkig te maak.
Uri o tswa kae ina taba eo e ballegile ke hore fela re kopane ska batho re tshwarane hantle re hlomphane re gone re ye pele as a nation.
Dit is hier deel van hierdie tipe van event, is om te wys dat mense kan saam staan en mense kan saam iets doen ten bate van almal.
It means people being given the opportunities that our new constitution allows for. And I think this is one of our rights, is that we have the right to enjoy our city and to feel safe and to take back the streets, like the slogan said.
Johannesburg is a beautiful city, but because of you know, you're scared of going into the city because you're scared of not coming out when you go in. But Nike taking back the streets, it's like freedom all over again, where we're going to go to parts of Jozi where we don't go every single day. So today we're going to take back the streets of Jozi and run where you'd never run any other day.
I have to say that I am not a runner. In fact, no, let me say that again. I've become a runner because of Run Jozi, so I'm really proud about that. I think today is incredibly significant because so often Johannesburg and the CBD get such a negative connotation with what's been going on. And today, in its significance with taking back the streets, is a huge thing with everyone that's here today, especially the youth. You know, people like my sister, for example, who's 12 years older than me, grew up in the CBD. She had an apartment there. My generation, they're kind of scared to come to Johannesburg. So it's nice to see a big young crowd come here, and actually you'll probably find a lot of people are coming to Johannesburg city centre for the very first time. And that's what excites me about it, because I love this place.
I really like the idea, you know, just like sort of claiming back Jozi streets. I've just recently moved to the CBD, you know, so I mean, it's really interesting, just the idea. I really wanted to see that, and seeing 10,000 people run at night. Pretty interesting.
In the middle of Joburg.
Yeah, you know, I don't think you see that very often, but I'm glad we're seeing it today, you know?
Yeah. It's just great to see how our country's come so far and how it's developed, and the sacrifices people had to make to get it to the stage that it is, and it's just great to be part of the country.
You got to see my T-shirt.
What's happening right now in Joburg is really great.
Well, for me, I think for all races in the nation to get together, I think, and be as one.
It's a good day today, and it's very symbolic, and Momenya is ready to run with me. No, seriously. I think it's a good thing to take part in, and I think it's very important for all of us.
It just means, you know, we need to obviously appreciate what our brothers and sisters fought for and what our parents went through for us to experience this, for us to I mean, if you see the people here, the races, it's everyone just having a good time, and that's a very, very good step for South Africa to move towards, and yeah, so it's beautiful to see.
Jonga around, sonke sihlangene, black, white, sihlangene, siyabaleka kaloku siyagijima. Yabona? Yasihlanganisa, it's unity.
It's also, you know, to celebrate and commemorate this day in terms of what it means for us, you know, South Africans, and just also to keep fit and have fun.
After the break here on Tokase, we take a look at the race, the highs and the lows, the partakers and their family members.
It's going to be fantastic. We've got 10,000 runners.
Nike has inspired runners all over the world to run their city. The incentive behind this is taking back your city. And whether a paradigm shift has occurred or not can only be determined by talking to the masses. The day before Human Rights Day, once again, a large group of people in Vereeniging got together in defiance. This time, it was to express their unhappiness at the Sharpeville Day, Human Rights Day, being celebrated in Soweto instead of in Sharpeville, where it was actually born. Now, if you ask me, that's definitely exercising your human rights. Now, let's see if Nike and Run Jozi achieve this.
Wonderful to be here. Run Jozi. I mean, who doesn't want to run through the CBD, heart of night? And it's going to be fantastic. We've got 10,000 runners, and there's just so much to see down in the CBD.
Well, we're not Joburgers, so it's not close to heart in that sense. But we support healthy lifestyles, so that's why we're here.
I think it's a great experience. I did it when I was in London, and it was just a great lot of fun, so I thought I'd give it a try here. You don't often get the opportunity to run through Joburg, so just looking forward to a great night.
You know, I think I intimidate the people. I intimidated the people there in front, so they just told me to come back here. You know what I mean? So I was just gonna go through past everyone and just, you know. what, I'm just going to breeze through it, you know. I'll be done in 5 seconds.
I'm a history student, so places like that I've already been to before, and the meaning behind it, and just, you know, it's Human Rights Day. That's what makes it so special. And for Constitution Hill to be one of the last places that you run past, and I know what they've prepared for the race there, so there's a whole video that goes up there, and they're reading out the preamble to the Constitution, which was drawn up in 1955 in Kliptown, and is our preamble to the Freedom Charter. So it's just, wow, you get goosebumps. So imagine running in the dead of night, you're there by Constitution Hill, and you're hearing this voiceover about the preamble to our Constitution. It's unreal.
The old JSC building, I love that building. It really tugs on my heartstrings, yeah. And Constitution Hill, that's going to be exciting. I love the Constitution too. And running over Nelson Mandela Bridge, I haven't done that in a little while. Last time I was being chased, so this time is probably going to be less stressful. All of those sites, can't wait.
It's an awesome initiative, and they should start doing it in more cities. And I think if you did it every year, you'd always get 15,000 people.
I think it's wonderful. I think let's do it, absolutely. And I'm really, really happy that Nike has done this in the Johannesburg CBD. It's amazing.
It's kind of like what happened with the World Cup, you know what I mean? In terms of everyone got together. You know, we forgot about race, we forgot about a whole lot of things. We just got together and we became one as a nation. And I think this is one of the best ways to do it. You know, because this is how we get people together and forget about all the other chamors that was happening back in the day, you know, and just soldier on. And while we're at it, have fun and keep fit.
How are you feeling about being here today, and what brought you to come through and run through Jozi?
Well, it's a great opportunity for me because I haven't actually run a 10K race in my life before.
Oh, nice.
So I thought I'd start on Human Rights Day because it's such a special event. It's such an important event to take back the streets, to claim back what runners can't do on a normal basis. So I think that's the most important part for me.
Running because we want to run through this amazing city and we want to experience it, and it's just a great way to sort of spend a day off with friends.
And talking about Human Rights Day, do you think that an initiative like this could maybe change the way we celebrate Human Rights Day? Instead of moping and being sad and reminiscing in the past, now we're talking about new things?
Well, I think that a lot of people now, are sitting on their couches at home, you know, maybe cuddled up and watching a movie. So this is just a new way to celebrate it and to actually run, to have fun, to be with all these kind of people, like all these different people. I think it's just a new way to celebrate it. I really enjoyed it.
And how would you encourage other people to come through and do initiatives like this, like Run Jozi, on certain days, and just be positive?
Well, I mean, friends encouraged me, and I was encouraged to do this myself. So this is something new for me. So I think, you know, if you don't try anything new, you won't know what it's like. So I think I'll just encourage my friends to come. You know, they're going to moan about it at first, but then they're going to really enjoy it. They're really going to see what a special event this is going to be, seriously.
Super, thank you, and all the best with your first 10K.
Thank you, I'm going to need it, I'm going to need it.
I think now it's more about we're celebrating our freedom, as opposed to before it was about commemorating and remembering, you know, the fallen and the struggle heroes that ideally got us here. So as you say, it is a paradigm shift from commemorating and mourning to now celebrating our freedom. I think, yes, you're right, it is, definitely is a paradigm shift.
Well, thanks so much, eh?
Cool.
All the best.
Kinds of celebrations. It's no longer just sort of like maybe going to a rally and listening to a speech. And I think that's really interesting because then we get to translate what human rights mean. You know, I think I'd really love the right as a woman to be able to walk down the street at any time of the night. You know, I think that forms part of that. So I think that in the different ways that we celebrate, it's just showing a different way of how we understand human rights or freedom or being young, or whatever day it is that we celebrate. So I'm really liking that it is happening on Human Rights Day.
I mean, I think
think the fact that we can all run, I mean, just looking around at the crowd, it's like a diverse group of people from different backgrounds. I mean, to be able to run with this number of people who come from different places is amazing, because 30 years ago, we wouldn't have been able to run in the inner city as a group of black, white, Indian, and everybody's having a good time. So I think that's what it means, really, celebrating Human Rights Day.
It means a lot for a South African person, as in considering how far we've come all along, and seeing obviously the mixed crowd and stuff like that, so it means a lot to a South African, or as a South African.
After the break here on Tokase, we speak to the winners of Run Jozi race and find out if 10Ks really can make a change.
And look at us, hello! Black Beauty and Snow White, right here. We are awesome, we're loving this, really.
This day will forever be known as Human Rights Day for all South Africans. And tonight we found a different, more positive way of celebrating it. Johannesburg is a city with a lot of history, but that history is sometimes marred by thoughts of downtown. You think of the smell of sewerages, crime, and all sorts of negative things. Now's the time to change that mindset. Take back the power, take back the ownership. You own the city, whether you walk or run the streets of Jozi.
Tell us about the course. Can you tell us a bit about the course today?
The course is fine, but the weather, you know, after the hill here, but I try to face the pace, you know. But it's a race. No, we make our fair, no, but sorry, you are yeah. 15,000.
All right, so with me here on the finish line, Renee Coleman. Renee, what an experience to be running in Johannesburg in the middle of the evening here. A great race indeed.
Oh, it was fantastic. It's just, I'm proudly South African today. It was just awesome to spend Human Rights Day like this, running in the streets of Johannesburg. Everybody came out to support. I was so emotional the last 3Ks. It was just fantastic. And yeah, I'm proud to be a South African today.
All right, so there you have it. That puts it in a nutshell. Well done, Renee Coleman.
Dit was net ongelooflik. Almal het uitgekom. Die mense het uit die geboue uitgeskree en almal het net uitgekom en support. Dit was fantasties geweest. Ek dink dit is ongelooflik en Run Jozi het regtig 'n standaard gestel vir die mense daar uit en ons het meer sulke wedlope nodig. Enige iemand kan hardloop, jy net 'n paar takkies nodig. So dit is net awesome en ek dink ons net soveel gewone mense wat vanaand gehardloop het en dit is regtig great vir die sport. Dit was ongelooflik.
I think it's awesome. You've seen the turnout, it's great, thousands of people coming, and I enjoy the night race. It's awesome. We've never had something like this. It's something good. I feel honored because Human Rights Day is all about the people and expressing their rights and things, and people came out here to support that cause, and that's why I'm also here to support that cause.
I think it's awesome. I mean, running is such a social event, and there's so much support on the roads, and it's just fun, and you know, anybody can run, so I think it's a good thing.
Cool. The guys ran fast, they had a good pace, but it was such good fun running at night. It's like South Africa, like it's meant to be.
Verskriklik lekker. Niemand was snaaks en niemand het gestamp nie. Baie lekker.
Very much good. It was awesome. Yeah, especially around the inner cities where there's people.
I think that's great. It's really great. More of such events would really be a great thing. If just all the corporates can come in and support us runners, we love this. We're not even in it for the money, just for the fun of it.
This is amazing. Oh, I wish you could do this all the time. I would never come to Joburg again, like on my own. So this is awesome that we can do this.
Where are you guys from?
Boxburg! We have to come across the border to get here. This is awesome, really. Thank you.
It's certainly one of the best events I've done in a long time. Congratulations to the city of Johannesburg, as well as the people of Johannesburg for coming out and supporting the cause, you know. And it's good to see that we're all adopting a healthy lifestyle, and that is running.
It's so cool, though. I make clothes, so I have to come to the plaza. I go to Market Street. I actually ran the places that I drive to or I walk to sometimes. So it was so nice to see some of my friends and some people that never come here. I mean, these faces, I never see them in town.
I think it's amazing because you can see people from all different walks of life and different cultures coming through here, all with the same aim and the same goal. And it's just such a metaphor for South Africa and for all of us here. So I'm so inspired by what I'm seeing.
Awesome.
You're tired?
No, I can do it again easily.
It's all about knowing my rights, you know. For those people that, you know, that died in Sharpeville, it's honoring them.
I'm from Sharpeville and my family was involved, so it's a great day to honor the people who fought for the struggle and, yeah, who gave up their lives. And it's a great day to remember them with this initiative. And I'm looking forward to the next one.
I've never been to like Joburg, and it's like, wow, it's such an eye-opener. I'm so proud to be South African.
Hey, this is equality, unity, proudly South Africa, Rainbow Nation. Look at us, hello! Black Beauty and Snow White, right here. We are awesome, we're loving this, really.
Your Nation Builders of the Week this week are the Run Jozi event, the runners, and the city of Johannesburg. Don't forget to keep on sending us your comments on our Facebook page. Keep talking South Africa. Next week on Talk SA, Alexandra Township turns 100 years old.
We used to march from here to Joburg. I used to march to Wits.
Today in 1985, Beyers Naudé, Alan Busak, and 200 others are arrested for leading a march through the city of Cape Town to Pollsmoor Prison. They were protesting for the release of Nelson Mandela. The charges were subsequently dropped, but the South African police kept the two men under surveillance.